Hmm?
6 to 1 to 8.
Where we shall conduct the potentiometric estimation of ferrous ammonium sulfate using the standard potassium dichromate solution. Very first, we have to put 25 cc of this ferrous ammonium sulfate into a clean glass beaker, followed by 25 cc of dilute sulfuric acid into the same beaker by using measuring jar, and 50 cc of double distilled water to make dilution. Okay. Meanwhile, fill the given standard potassium dichromate solution into micro. This is standard potassium dichromate solution. See, potentiometry is working on the principle of Nernst equation. What Nernst equation says, the quantitative relationship between electrode potential and concentration of electrolytic species is known as Nernst equation. The estimation can be done with the aid of two electrodes. See here, there are two electrodes are assembled. One is calomel electrode, another one is a platinum electrode. Here the calomel electrode is used as a secondary reference electrode, whose electrode potential is constant and reproducible. Whereas this platinum electrode serves as inert electrode. So the potential arises due to the redox reaction is grabbed by platinum electrode with respect to the calomel electrode. Okay, this is how electrodes are made up of. Now insert these two electrodes into the analyzed solution, whose EMF need to be measured carefully, and keep one clean glass rod like this. Okay, don't disturb any knot in the instrument. Stir the contents for proper chemical reaction. Record the electrode potential value, the EMF value for zero addition of potassium dichromate solution. Without adding potassium dichromate solution, record the reading, okay, with a manual or a sheet. Initially, the instrument showing the reading of 182. We have to record. Okay, this is the E1, there is no E2, therefore delta E, simply you keep dash. Okay, each time add 0.5 cc of potassium dichromate solution from now onwards. Okay, look at. Now I am adding 0.5 cc of potassium dichromate solution. You know that potassium dichromate is a strong oxidizing agent. So that is the reason we have added dilute sulfuric acid in order to provide acidic medium for the liberation of nascent oxygen. So look at. Just to observe the reading, initially it was 182, now it is turned to 198. Like that, potential gradual increase in potential is observed. 188. Once again add 0.5. See, upon the addition of potassium dichromate, as you all know, a strong oxidizing agent, which will oxidize ferrous to ferric, means continuous oxidation of ferrous to ferric taking place in this reaction. Now it is 213. Okay, don't fix the burette until unless you complete the experiment. Okay, now add again 0.5 cc. Observe the change in potential with respect to the oxidation. And also observe carefully how solution is changing its color. Now it is 221. How long this trend continues? As long as Fe2 plus ions are present in the solution, so long the potential gradually increases. Now added 2 cc. Observe that the solution changing its color with the formation of chromate ion. That is, chromic sulfate is going to form. Now it is 241. Again add 0.5 cc. Observe the change in conductance, change in EMF. 287, continuously increasing, again 0.5. See, after some point, potential suddenly increases due to completion of the reaction. That point is called as equivalence point. Look at the change in potential. Somewhat gradually increased because means we are very much nearer to the completion of the reaction. 540, 287 to 540. Don't stop. Continue. Again add 3.5. Further contents. But still the EMF is increasing only, but look at the trend, not sudden increase. Again, once again gradual increase after reaching equivalence point. After reaching equivalence point. So continue the addition till you get sudden jump. That sudden jump is called as equivalence point. Now 571. Once if you got the jump, continue up to 3 more readings. See, now we have got the jump at 3 cc, continue up to 3.5, 4, 4.5, up to 5 cc, you continue. Suppose if you got the jump at 4.5, continue up to 5, 5.5, 6. 3 more readings after the jump. Okay, once the jump is observed, continue for 3 more readings. Look at only 581. Continue, again 0.5 cc. We have already got the end point. Still potential is increasing. Till it reaches stagnancy. Good. 596. 596. Here, the potential changed at exactly after the addition of 3 cc of potassium dichromate. So, at 3 cc, that is the equivalence point of this reaction. See, the point at which the reaction is just completed is known as equivalence point. Now, see, coming to the calculation part, look at, I have recorded the reading 182, 198, 230, 221, 241, 287, 540, 563, 571. See, look at, here sudden jump takes place due to completion of reaction in this point. Look at this point, 287 to 540. This is called as a sudden jump. Okay, afterwards, there is a jump, but you can just observe slight difference of 10, 20, 30 like this. Now, delta E, initially there is no E2, only E1 is there, so delta is not given up for 0 reading. Now, delta E for second point means 198 minus 182. That is 16. 16, that is delta E value is 16. Okay, each time how much we are adding? 0.5 cc. So delta E by delta V means 16 divided by 0.5, nothing but 16 into 2. 16 into 2. 16 into 2. Look at 16 into 2 means 32. Like this. Now similarly, 213 minus 198, that is 15. Double means 30. Like this. Potential slightly varies. Afterwards, this jump, what I can say, 540 minus 287. 540 minus 287. So difference of 253. Here it will come 253. Just to double it, 252 into 2. Five hundred and fifty-six. Look at, this is a sudden jump value. 253 difference will be there. Delta E value 556. See, look at the graph later. Then 563 minus 540. That is 70. 540. So 23. See, 23. Again it becomes 46. Then 571 minus 563. Only 8 will be there. 16. Then here 10 difference. 20, then 15 difference, again 30. Look at, after getting sudden jump here, then value it goes on increasing, look at, but the difference is decreasing. Difference is decreasing. Now we have to plot the graph of delta E, look at delta E divided by delta V versus volume of potassium dichromate added. This much. This is volume of potassium dichromate added. So look at. See, if this jump is more than 500, the jump is more than 500 or more than 600, you have to consider on y-axis, x-axis common, x-axis you take 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit, y-axis I have taken 1 centimeter is equal to 25 millivolts. 25 millivolts. If it is more than 600, you have to take 50 millivolts. If it is less than 600, you have to take 25 millivolts. See, we have recorded x-axis volume of potassium dichromate added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then y-axis delta E divided by delta V. Here this value is less than 600, so have taken in y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 25 millivolt, like this. Okay, see, assume that after plotting the points come like this. Look at how gradual variation is there. Sudden jump takes place at some point, then values again decreases due to increase in value, but difference between the two values decreases. Then draw a line, draw a graph, it will come like this, parabola. Then from the point of maxima, draw a line perpendicular to x-axis. Here you came to know how much volume of potassium dichromate is being utilized for the complete oxidation of ferrous to ferric. Now coming to the calculation, NV of FAS is equal to NV of K2Cr2O7. See, here we are asked to calculate N of FAS, NV of K2Cr2O7 divided by V of FAS. Normality of potassium dichromate, it is already given in the bottle. See, 0.25 divided by, see, 4.5 ml of potassium dichromate consumed after plotting the graph is obtained, that is 4.5. How much volume of ferrous ammonium sulfate initially we have pipetted? That is 25 ml of ferrous ammonium sulfate is pipetted. Calculate it, you will get 0.045. Then you are asked to calculate what is the amount of FAS. Look at here, estimation of FAS. So amount of FAS per dm cube is equal to normality of FAS into equivalent weight, that is 0.045 obtained after plotting the graph, into 392 is the equivalent weight of ferrous ammonium sulfate. You will get the answer, means how much amount of ferrous ammonium sulfate present in a given solution potentiometrically. See, this instrument is working basic principle of Nernst equation. What I said, quantitative estimation of electrode potential, and look at finally the concentration of electrolyte species is known as Nernst equation. See, here we have added 3 important reagents. We have used 3 important reagents. That is, one is ferrous ammonium sulfate. It is a well-known reducing agent. It is also called as a double salt. Another one is a strong oxidizing agent, potassium dichromate solution. See, wherever we are using potassium dichromate, strong oxidizing agents, so that we have to provide acidic media by adding dilute sulfuric acid, so that dilute sulfuric acid reacts with potassium dichromate, releases nascent oxygen. That nascent oxygen oxidizes ferrous to ferric. Okay, this is about potentiometry.